Welcome to Turkana County, where news on the discovery of oil was received with jubilation by the residents as well as Kenyans across the country. Tullow Oil's announcement that there was oil in one of the most remote regions put the county on the global spotlight. As Kenya moves closer to becoming an oil-producing country, the Ministry of Energy says transportation of crude oil will begin in June this year.
Have the oil here, so to get it going by May, all of it will be in tank by June. If you remember, our target has always been to ship it by June. So whether we start shipping it in April or we start shipping it in May, the aim is just to get it there.
The oil will be transported by road for the very first time from the Lokichar basin in Turkana County to the Mombasa refinery.
We are not the only country that does road transportation. There are many other countries that do road transportation. It's a small quantity.
So we will support with the logistics of moving the oil in trucks and tank containers, and the government is chipping in by fixing infrastructure on which those equipment will be rolling on.
The Aldred Lesuru Lokichar Road is being upgraded to facilitate the transportation of the oil in addition to the construction of 700 kilometers of road to and from the oil fields. Petroleum Principal Secretary Kamau says 30% of the transportation will be done by local contractors, where Tullow Oil has already floated the tender.
This is part of government's effort for local content.
Over 70,000 barrels of oil are currently being stored in oil tanks under the Ali Oil Pilot Program scheme.
What you see behind me, this is Amusin 1 and this is Amusin 2A. These were the first wells to be drilled in Kenya and appraised at the same time.
But for these particular two wells, we did have artificial lifts. Those are the pumps. So the pumps that we use to extract the oil from the reservoir. When it comes up to the surface, we do have pipes that are connected from the wellhead all the way to the tanks. And all this is heated because we have, you've heard about our oil being waxed.
The oil has been going through extended well tests to evaluate its viability and characteristics.
This is only 6 months worth of extended well test at this location. So our aim is to find out about these reservoirs. We need to find out what do these reservoirs look like.
Project entail of just producing the wells to see what is the capacity of it, what is the quantity and what is the quality.
The crude oil will be stored in Mombasa until sufficient quantities for export are met. Under this arrangement, Tullow Oil will commence with the production of 2,000 to 4,000 barrels of oil per day. Kenya has plans to construct a 865 kilometers crude oil pipeline linking oil fields in the northern region to the Mombasa port. At the moment, the government is currently evaluating bids for the pipeline's design as well as conducting an environmental assessment study to determine which route the pipeline will take.
Once that is done, the oil companies will go into what's known as final investment decision at the end of next year, 2018. And then after that, we will go out, form the pipeline company and build the pipeline.
While the discovery of oil brought much relief, it has also been a source of conflict between the residents and Tullow Oil. The firm, in collaboration with the government, is addressing this.
We've just embarked on a national communication strategy, putting it together to find out what is it that people have misconceptions about. And then we will roll out the communications and explain to people what can they expect when. That's the first thing. The other program that we've also started is women in extractives.
Kamau, however, notes it is too early to celebrate as there is still a long way for Kenya to go before commercial production of oil can begin in 2020.
70,000 barrels of oil has been drilled from the oil fields, and the government is optimistic that by the end of May, they will have built the necessary infrastructure to transport oil from here to Mombasa and Lamu County. My name is Caroline Jenga, reporting from Kapese in Lokichar.